He is the most unhinged, deranged.
Cenk,
I can prove it!
Cenk.
I can prove it! But look at him lose his socks, his salvation, and his mind at the same time on Piers Morgan Show. Let me tell you something that you need to know about Medicare. Most Medicare agents are not working for you. They're working for their commission. That means they'll push whatever plan that pays them more, even if those plans don't fit your needs. And I don't respect that. What I do respect is Chapter. They make sure that you understand all of your options. They don't hide the downside. They don't rush you. They lay out the pros and the cons, then compare every plan to your specific healthcare needs. Because the goal isn't to sell you something. The goal is to get you the right coverage. One Chapter member, Donna, said her advisor walked her through every option, explained everything clearly, and ended up saving her thousands of dollars, and that's not unusual. Chapter often saves people over $1,000 a year on healthcare costs just by helping them enroll in the right plan for their needs. So if you're on Medicare or you're about to be, don't guess and don't let the government or some agent hustle you. Call Chapter at 646-741-4126 for complete Medicare guidance. That's 646-741-4126. Cenk, or however you say his name, I met this guy in person, and he's the nicest guy you'll meet. He's very respectful. He knows exactly who I am, and I know who he is. And I see him, he goes, man, great to meet you, man. Like, okay, awesome. Great to meet you, buddy. Great. The dude is cool if you meet him in person. But he is the most unhinged, deranged, and I hate to keep saying anti-Semitic. He says other crazy stuff, but his hatred towards Israel is crazy. But look at him lose his socks, his salvation, and his mind at the same time on Piers Morgan Show. I literally watched this, and I laughed at how crazy he ended up getting on this show. And I showed my wife, and even my son was watching. I had to cut off the bad words he said, but even my kid was watching and laughed. Like, Dad, why is he screaming like that? Because he crazy. Roll the clip.
Israel has given Congress $100 million. They've given Donald Trump $337 million. So this is all a fake conversation.
But these are tiny amounts of money.
We have no American interest in it.
They spent billions on day one of the war.
Okay, now you're cutting me off, Piers.
These are tiny amounts of money you're talking about.
You're making up crap.
Tiny amounts of money. Yeah. Piers, are you mental?
Do you know how much got spent?
Do you know
how much got spent on day one of the war?
$337 million that the Adelsons have given to Donald Trump because he is corrupt and easily purchasable. The Adelsons are corrupt and Israelis. The Israeli Adelsons gave Jonathan Pollard a trip on their private jet back to Israel and celebrated him like a hero because they love people betraying America for Israel.
But you don't think, I can prove it!
I can prove it! So tell me if we should put American troops or Israeli troops in. Okay, why are we putting our guys in? Ben Ferguson, that traitor, said that it was no big deal that 13 Americans died. It's a huge deal.
Never said that.
13 Americans died. Why do you send your Israeli friends into a war?
Take the blood pressure meds, bro.
They started it.
Never said by me. Never said by me. You know what? So much shit.
Cenk,
I'm never going to let anyone else on this program talk because the minute I start talking, they start interrupting and go, oh, Israel's the greatest. Israel's the greatest.
Okay.
They bribed all of our politicians.
It
is exceedingly clear. So stop working for Israel, you corrupt sons of Work for America. Here's your solution. Here's your solution, and it's super simple. We get the out of there. We have zero interest in there. None. So let Israel.
And now you know why Trump had to do what he had to do. He's got to deal with people like this.
You put in the ground troops. You put in the ground troops.
Tell me you're deranged without actually saying you're deranged. Look at how he's screaming and losing his mind over things that are not even true. $300 million he claimed that AIPAC paid into our Congress and $300 million they gave to Donald Trump. Well, Elon Musk gave like $250 million by itself, and he was given a whole section of the government called DOGE, which he was responsible for. But let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. $100 million in Congress lobbying. $100 million to all of Congress. That's not even a fraction of what China, Japan, these other foreign countries have done and given to America. Qatar gives billions into universities. What? But that's why he sound crazy, because he's screaming and Anthony Pollard. I'll tell y'all a quick story. Anthony Pollard was considered a traitor. My wife went and read the book of the man who investigated Anthony Pollard. He wrote the book about the investigation and about the findings of Anthony Pollard. Come to find out, Anthony Pollard wasn't really a traitor to America. Anthony Pollard was giving information to Israel that was only for Israel, that benefited Israel, that America was withholding. It wasn't that Anthony Pollard was giving American secrets to Israel. So it was really secret information, or not secret information, but security-related information about Israel. He literally gave that to Israel. And that's the reason why there's this conflict of, why they treated him the way they did in Israel and stuff like that. But I see why some people who don't know the investigation, who didn't read it, my wife was against it until she read the book. I can see why people could fall down that rabbit hole. But at the same time, if you're going to go down a rabbit hole, you probably need to just do some research so you are informed completely about it before you scream on TV. But I want to play this clip, and I wonder what Cenk Uygur would say about this. I'm not trying to bring up old stuff to make him look bad. He does have a social media platform. I may bring him on the show. I would really like to know what was he talking about here? What was he talking about here? Can somebody contextualize this for me? Roll it.
Here comes the controversial part, the part I shouldn't say. I believe that if I were the benevolent dictator of the world, I would legalize bestiality where you are where you are pleasuring the animal. You see what I'm saying?
Somebody sent me that clip and I said, there's got to be more context to this.
Bruh.
There's no way that he just said that, or he thinks that, but I don't know. Who knows? As crazy as he is over Israel, I wouldn't be shocked. All right, let's get to the next subject that we have here. And I think this is going to be Dan Bongino. I want to show Dan Bongino because people get mad at me. Brandon Tatum, you're Uncle Tom Coon, you working for Israel, all this stuff. Because I had a problem with Joe Kent. And some people in the military had a problem with me. I only seen two people, to be honest, I think. They had a problem with me because I said Joe Kent was a coward. When you leak information regarding American secrets to individuals who shouldn't be privy to the information, you turn your back on the people that you claim you trust or that should be able to trust you, to step away, not telling people you're under investigation, to cover up the investigation potentially. And then you go straight on to certain podcasts and go to Catholic by Catholics or whatever that organization that he just spoke at. Allegedly, we got information, not we exclusively. It was put out on the internet. There's information that a friend of his said that the meeting or the interview with Tucker Carlson was set up before he ever quit the job. You're doing tactical maneuvers like that and being a weirdo, that's cowardice to me. Not the service part. But Dan Bongino said the same thing, and I didn't even hear what Dan Bongino said. It just tells you that great minds think alike.